Hi everyone, it is Linda Hicks. It's Sunday, so I'm here doing Sunday paper fun. Looks like I got lights kind of shadowing all over. So let's fix this. Yeah, that might be a little better. Okay. Anyway, I've got a couple really cute cards today to show you. The first card that I'm going to show you is, I think I'm going to do the flat card first and then show you the pop-up card, or maybe I should do vice versa. I got this from, I wanted to write it down so I could tell you, and it's Get Crafty with Sally. Her name is Sally Poole. She is a Stampin' Up demonstrator, and she is the first one I saw. There is a lot of them on YouTube on how to make these really pretty pop-up cross cards, but she is the one that I use, or that I was inspired by. So I wanted to give her credit for this really cute card. So let's get started. I am going to go ahead and move my camera. I think we'll do the pop-up card, and then I'll show you an alternative card that you can do that's flat for those that don't want to do all that scoring and so forth to make the card pop up. So let's switch it to my work area. Oops. You're seeing the ceiling, so now I got to find where I switch it at. There we go. There. Okay, so let's bring it over here to the work area. All right, move this up a little bit. All right, so the first card I'm going to show you, I want to show you some samples of this card that I did. Let's see, I got them right here. I did them in the pretty red paper. And this was the first one that I did. It's like this. It mails like this. And then it pops up, see, like that. And then on the back, you can write a sentiment or whatever you want to the person that you're sending the card to. This is a really pretty card. Now, this is the same card popped up. Except the difference is it's on a open card. Instead of having you put the sentiment on the back, the card opens, and I really like that. I thought that was kind of clever. But now the card we're going to make, and I am going to be using this really beautiful paper. I just got it. It's such a pretty set. Let me grab it so you guys can see it. Yellow. Isn't this really pretty paper? And it's called Floral Delight Designer Series paper from Stampin' Up. And it's got all these really beautiful designs and different papers with it. It's all yellow. And then complimentary paper also is this vellum that goes with it. And it is called Floral and Gingham Vellum. But it matches this paper because this paper has yellows and a little hints of blue. And I'm going to be using this piece of vellum here with the card. Hi, everybody. I see a whole bunch of people on. It's good to see you. So anyway, this is the set that I just got. I love all those yellows, and I know my friend Linda loves yellows as well. So this is probably a paper that I'm sure she's going to get. All right, so let's get this here. The first thing you're going to need is just to make the card is your basic card base, which is 8.5 by 5.5. And so I got that already scored at 4 1/4, which is your basic card. Okay, so then I'm going to set that aside. And then the next piece you're going to need is a 5 by 5 1/4, and you're going to score it, and you're going to score it on the 5-inch side. So the 5 1/4 side will be along the side here. The longer side will be here. The 5-inch side is here, and you're going to score it at 1 inch. And I've already pre-scored this one, as you can see. 1 inch, 1 7/8, and then 3 1/4, and then 4 inches. And that's going to give you this cute little pop-up mechanism for your card. All right, so then we're gonna start putting the card together, and I have all these little pieces here. So let's go ahead and do these first. So then on your outer side of your card, which is this panel right here, you're going to want to cut your white paper at 7/8 by 5 1/8, and your designer series paper, and I picked this paper, the back of this really pretty floral is this nice yellow, and I picked that to go with it. And the designer series paper is 3/4 by 5 inches. Okay. So then I'm going to adhere these onto the designer series onto the white paper. I'm going to do that right now. And we want a teeny, so it's going to just be a teeny tiny little border all around of white. And again with this one, I'm going to do the same thing. And I got to tell you, the cutting is the biggest thing because there's so many little pieces to this. Oh, did I run out of ink? I shouldn't have. Oh, upside down. So if you're going to do several of these cards, I would recommend doing factory style, you know, where you have like 1, 2, 3, assembly line. There we go. Assembly line style. So I would cut up like all my whites and all my other pieces and then have them all ready to go. Because putting it together is not that hard, but all the cutting is, now I didn't get this right centered, so let's try that again and get that centered. It's just such a small little line on there. Okay, so these two are ready to go, and I'm going to go ahead and put them on this end panel right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere this here. And I'm going to just give it a little yellow border all the way around, tiny little border. Let's see. Yep, so tiny. And then the same on this other side right here. I'm glad you guys come on. I'm just so random on Sunday. You know, by the time I get home from church and we get lunch and, you know, all the things that, you know, finish up maybe a few things that I started on Saturday as far as chores, trying to get those. I just never know when I'm going to come on, but I try to make it in the afternoon. So, all right, so those are my two side panels. Then I'm going to have two more skinny panels for this section right here. This section right here. So, and those are going to be, I'm going to do white again. And the white cardstock is 3/4 by 5 1/8, and you need two of those. And then we also need two of the designer series papers, and those are 5/8 by 5. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere those on. So let's go ahead and put my little strip here. And again, I'm just going to line it up with that tiny little white border all the way around. And then put it on the next section right here with just a little border, a little yellow border all the way around. And the same for this one. I'm just going to go ahead. You can see my cutter. It looks like I need to change my blade. It's getting a little fuzzy on my white paper. White paper seems to really dull your blade so quickly. And this is really pretty too. I could have done this side, but I chose to keep it all the same. But you know, when you're making it, you can like do a couple different patterns if you want. Make it just as pretty. Okay, so we're going to have this little side here. And then I'm going to put this. And now we're going to like just line that up right there next to that one. So we got our outer pieces all ready to go and lined up. Okay, and so there, oops, that's not quite right because I can't bend my thing really well. So let's pull that off and adjust that just ever so slightly. It's hard to see the lines with the bright lights. There we go. Let's see, is that better? Nope. We'll get it. Maybe I should just bend it so I can see it better. All right, there we go. I think I got it now. Okay, good. All right, so, well, I've lost my adhesive on it now, but let's try it again. Put some more adhesive on there. And we'll line that one right up like that. There we go. Okay, press that down. So now we got our pop-up part here. And this I'm going to use another white piece of cardstock that is 1 1/8 by 5 1/8. And then this is where I'm going to use this really pretty vellum, but you could use regular paper as well. And the designer series or vellum paper is 1 inch by 5. So it's got that tiny little border, and I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of adhesive on here. And believe it or not, it won't show on the vellum. I tried, I was really surprised. I think maybe because, I don't know, honestly. So I got that. I don't have to add the white because the yellow is already part of the card. So I'm going to go ahead and put this centerpiece down here, like so. And I think I want it like this. There we go. And then on this one, the cross part, you will need a yellow piece because it's going to go across. And so this one I have white cardstock is 1 1/8, and that's this piece. And then the yellow cardstock is 1 1/4 by 3 1/8. Did I tell you what I said? It's 1 1/8 this way and 3 inches across for the white. Sorry, I think I left that part out. And then this is 1 1/4 this way and 3 1/8 here, this side. And then the designer or the vellum piece is 1 inch by 2 7/8. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere this on to here, like so. Center it. Isn't this pretty? It's already coming together really lovely. Let's see, I'm going to move this out of the way. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive right here in the center where I want my cross to, where I want it to cross. So then I'm going to go ahead and put that right there in the center like that. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so then it's going to stand up like this. And so now I'm going to go ahead and use my card base. And I'm going to go ahead and just put adhesive on this side. And you might want to use your white glue because it gives you a little give when you're putting it together. Oops, before I do that, whoa, I almost forgot. I have this white piece that I'm going to put on the yellow first. And it is cut at 4 3/16, but you know what? In that range, 4 3/16 is what I cut it, but you could make it for, a little bit bigger. What the height is the important part. It's 5 3/8. I used a die, but you could also use a punch and made this little scallop border along the edge here. So this is going to cut off part of my paper. And that's why I said you've got a little bit of room with this 4 because you're going to be cutting it off a little bit on the side here. And so now I'm going to take my adhesive and put it on this white backing. And I'm going to just line it up so that it makes a little yellow border all the way around again on this with that cute scallop on the side. And now I'm going to the adhesive side of my cross. I'm going to line it up so there's a little bit of a white border all the way around. And then I'm going to take this side and add some adhesive to this side here. And then I'm going to fold it up so it stands up nice. And maybe not so far in. I got it pretty far in. This is why liquid glue is a little more forgiving. So there we go. Have it right about there. And want it just a little bit more. You know what? I think I'm going to bend it to lay the second side down so that it'll lay flat. Look at that. So if I lay it like this, I'm learning right along with you with this card. If I got this first side down, so if I pull this up with my sticky right here and lay this down like this and press, then this will lay nicely for to send in the card. So there you go. Now you have a little pop-up card with a cross, and you can fold it down so that it will fold flat to mail. Okay? And then for the inside, what I'm going to do is I cut an extra piece here, but I cut it the wrong side. So I don't want to waste it. So I'm going to go ahead and actually add this to the inside for my sentiment. And I'm going to just add a little border here. Right here. Isn't this yellow beautiful? I just love this paper. It's so pretty. Okay. And so then I'm going to write my little sentiment over here on the side. So here is pretty showy kind of card, isn't it? So it stands up like this. You can mail it flat like that. And then we can open it and put your message right here that he has risen. Okay, so this is a little bit tricky of a card. And so it does take a little more time with all the cutting and everything, but it's such a beautiful card. So for anyone special that you would love to send this to, wouldn't this be just a special, special card? Now, for people that don't like all of the scoring and the 5, I made another heart card using the same papers, or another cross card, but just a little different. And it's flat. It's not going to be a popped up card. So you could either adhere your beautiful paper on just the white like this, on your actual card base that you have, or if you want to have a little more pop of yellow, you can add the yellow to it here. And it's really just a personal preference. And I think I might just add, I don't know if I want it plain or not. I think I'm going to add the yellow. So this is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. That's your designer paper. And then I cut the yellow piece that goes underneath the same size. So we're just going to put that on there. So you could just use designer paper without the vellum. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put these piece, and I'm going to center this in the center of our card, like that. Okay, then I'm going to take the yellow piece, and this one I cut just a little shorter because I have this white border around here. So this is at 5 and 1 1/4, and then the white piece is at 5 or 4 7/8 by 1 1/8. And you can see I also embossed this with just a plain embossing folder. Nothing fancy, not the 3D or any fancy embossing folder, just a regular embossing folder. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere this on. And I only embossed it just because I think it added a little something, because you know, Easter is so elegant. Well, I wanted to make the card a little more elegant. All right, so then I need my cross, and this one is the same as the other. It's 3 1/8 by 1 1/4. This one is 3 inches by 1 1/8. And I'm going to go ahead and just put that on the yellow, right like that. And then I'm going to put this right on my card, right here. And we're going to go ahead and just line that up like that on the card. And then I'm going to put the cross on it, like right here. And that looks beautiful just the way it is. But I wanted to add a little something else to it. So I'm going to add this really pretty little die cut oval here. And then I'm going to put, I cut out a couple flowers from this designer's paper. And I'm just going to add a little, and you can also, there is a stamp set that goes with it that has this flower, and I could have used the stamp and just stamped on it. So I'm going to have that kind of hanging off, and let's make sure I have it on the right side. And then I'm going to just put the flower like right there. So that is that card. That is a flat card. It doesn't pop up. So here are your 2 cards. And I could also do this if I wanted to put like something in here, but I thought this was showy enough. So there are the 2 cards that I made today. I hope you like them. I hope that it inspires you to make some really beautiful Easter cards. So this is the flat one, a little easier. This one is the pop-up one where you have to make up the little mechanism so it pops up and stands up, but it's also very showy. And then on the inside, I could do the same thing I did with this. I could put a little border of this on the inside. So there you go. I'm so happy that you guys joined me today. I know this was a little bit longer video, but I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next Sunday. So thanks for joining me, and make sure you like my page and stuff like that. So it just makes sure that that way you can keep coming and watching my videos. All right, bye-bye. I'll see you next Sunday.